First of all, how good is it to be back and back and involved?
Yeah, definitely. I think the manager wanted us to. I went to the Middlesbrough game. I wasn't involved, but he wants us in amongst it. So it was healthy for me to be back involved and obviously to get minutes. And the reception I got off the fans was touching. To be fair, it was nice to have family there to feel the energy of what I got. It was good, and it's great to be back, and it's refreshing.
In a situation where the team have started exceptionally well.
Definitely, it's great. I'm buzzing that we're top of the league. It's a pressure situation, but it's great for it's what we wanted. Coming off the back of last year with not starting so well. Now I think we're 10 points from the games that we've had. Everyone's playing fantastically well. And the manager's changing a few things here and there, and it's nothing's happening to the team in a bad way. So it's all positive.
What was done, if anything, and said, if anything, to make sure that everybody was playing with a smile on their face at the start of the season, and the whole cliche of not having a hangover didn't happen?
Yeah, obviously we got so close last year, and we played ever so well to get where we did. But there was a hunger there. There's a hunger from the management and his team, and there was a hunger coming pre-season. He brought us in a couple of weeks early. He says, let's get ahead of everybody else, and I think it's going to prove that. We look sharp, we look fit, and we look stronger as the game's going on. And when you've got stars like what we've got, and players that we've got, it's great to have, and especially in the Championship.
Yeah. When you went through the Middlesbrough experience, and it was nice and all of that, what did it mean that as a senior player that it has that respect of being part of the leadership group, that whilst not ready to play, you were back involved? Yeah,
definitely. I think it's a dying breed at the moment, is when people don't talk in the changing rooms. Everyone's focusing on themselves or got their mobile phones out and things like that. So it's important that we can lead the best we can, be involved when we can, and if you're not going to be playing, make sure that the team's best prepared as possible to keep us. Because for everybody's CV, if you're getting promoted from the Championship to the Premier League again, it's important.
How much have you noticed that element of dressing room life changing then over the years, that it's mobile phones and whatever else is going on versus chatting and banter?
Definitely, I think there is that there, but I think obviously the times of, I don't know, it is changed. Probably the last 3-4 years, I would say it's changed. Not in a bad way though, and I think that's why the manager's good here, because he gets everybody together. We have meetings, we have important chats when we need them, but yeah, I think over the last few years, I was in the 21s team yesterday, and yeah, that was quite quiet, especially warming up and things like that.
Do you find yourself actively saying things? Because, look, I realise I've said this to you before, but you and I had a conversation, seems like an age ago now, about the leadership group. We were stood at a pre-season friendly in Chesterfield. It was you, it was Billy. I can't remember if Ollie Norwood was here then, but he said something similar, and how guys who've been around for a long time deal with that.
Yeah, it can be difficult. It's more difficult, I think, because we know the lads, and I think the lads, obviously, we've been here for a long enough time now, and they look up to us in that kind of way. But I think moving to a different dressing room would be quite difficult. I think you wouldn't really feel a vibe around the place, so it's tough to go into a dressing room, I think. But we welcome everybody with open arms here, and I think the manager's brought in the perfect mix of quality, and it's proven to see now in the games that I've been playing.
Because you kind of think from the outside that good dressing rooms, so to speak, are, kind of quite raucous, I suppose, don't you? And full of all that type of thing to keep it just ticking on.
Yeah, I think good dressing rooms, a mentality of winning, mentality in the dressing room, and an attitude to learn and to give for the team as well. And I think that's great to see, and we're getting that in every game possible at the moment, and the manager's driving that forward.
As regards sort of specific playing time, etc., Anel Ahmedhodzic, how do you assess the competition?
It's probably the biggest competition I've had since I've been here. It's been 9 years. And that's no disrespect to anybody being here. We've had Cameron Carter-Vick as international. We've had loads of quality players. But Anel's been outstanding since he came in. It's a pleasure to see, to be honest. It's a pleasure to see him to blend in so fastly and well, and to hit the ground running, because that's what you always worry about. Is yes, he's come in here and he's done ever so well, but he's hit the ground running. It's fantastic to see, and it's great to have chats with him as well, and to see him doing so well. Obviously, game time for me not going to come around quick enough, but there's still 41 games to go. I'm positive that I'll get some game time soon. But if we're winning, it's difficult. It's one of them ones. You want to be playing, but you want to be winning as well. But the manager's got it in him to change it if he feels like he needs to, and I'm sure I'll perform when I get that chance again.
I was going to say, so how do you see off this young guy then? I mind you, he fancies himself as a winger, doesn't he? So yeah, there's options there.
I think he's good at everything. He looks a mixture of. He's got everything in the locker. He can play right across the back 4 or 5, whatever we're going to do, and he's been fantastic. I wouldn't say it's to displace him at all. I want him to keep doing well. He's the future of this football club, so he needs to keep doing what he's doing at the moment. And yeah, hopefully one day I can play with him like I did the other day. So it's one of them ones. I just want to get my chance when I get it, but also I'm happy for him as well and happy for the team winning like they are.
It's perhaps easy to ask this question at this time, but given your experiences, you know, you've obviously played a couple of seasons in the Premier League. Do you think that Anel has those qualities to do that? Well, a top division.
Yeah, outstandingly well. I hope we can keep a hold of him before this window shuts, but no, he's been
what
fantastic.
Can you tell us?
Yeah, no, I've got nothing to say, but no, he's been fantastic. It's great to see. Obviously, he's coming up against a different opposition come Friday, if selected, that is. But no, yeah, he's coming up against a different opposition, a tough place to go. So hopefully we can deal with that in the right way, not just Anel, the whole team, and hopefully we can go out there and give a performance and get a result come a Friday night game. Speaking
of keeping players, or potentially, how important is it that Berger is the blade on September the 1st?
Yeah, it's very important. He's hit the ground. He's been fantastic since back end, from last year going forward. He's been outstanding. He's striving forward. He's an international footballer. I think the manager backs him as well, wants him to be playing at the highest level. So if we can keep him and be playing at the highest level next year, there's no reason why we can't be doing that. He's been outstanding. He's scoring goals. He's having fun out there, and like what everyone says, he's the Rolls Royce of the football club, and that's what he's been so far. And hopefully he can maintain that, keep the consistent performances up, and the boys love him here, so hopefully he can stay.
This is not to preempt anything or suggest anything, but should he leave, you know, the team's obviously got Illiman now. There's Kadra who's been brought in on loan. There are perhaps ready-made replacements there already to play in that slightly withdrawn role.
Yeah, definitely. The manager's gone out and got players in, and they're all fantastic quality players. Tommy Doyle has been brilliant in training. I think he's desperate to get going as well, and he looks fantastic. And I'm sure with what he's showing out there, he can step in there. He's a Man City player. He's an international. He's a captain all through the youth system, so he'll be good, I'm sure, when we get to see him, especially the fans. And yeah, but Zander's just. He's a level above, and hopefully we can keep a hold of him. And he keeps progressing. He keeps playing like he is. I'm sure he'll get the move that he wants at the end of it all. But if we're in the Premier League, why would you want to be anywhere else?
Luton then next as a challenge. What's been your assessment of them from afar?
Always a tough place to go. Do ever so well. Play to their strengths. Play forward quickly. Join in up the top. It's going to be a tough game. It always is that when we go there. I think we lost last year when we went there. It wasn't a nice environment at all. So hopefully we can put a stamp on our game and play the way that we want to. But we know it's going to be hard because of the way that they play. And obviously an old teammate of ours, Luke Freeman's there, and he's doing well as well. And he'd be probably wanting to put a stamp down.
Do people ever fully get used to, just finally, Luton? The houses are in the background. It's tight. It's compact. It isn't a particularly nice place to go. Everybody knows what's coming, and yet so many teams come away from there knowing they've been in a game.
Yeah, definitely. I think, especially on a Friday night as well, I think when I get to watch Luton, it's always a nighttime game, and it's always a game where it's at Luton's ground, and I always go, it's going to be a tough one, and it always ends up being a tough one whoever goes there. So there'll be it's going to be tough for us to go there. Like you see, you turn up in the back garden and you go through someone's house and you get to the dressing room, and it is tough, but it's the environment that the Championship is. It's tough, and yeah, they'll be wanting to put one over on us again.
Does it change slightly? Look, it's early, of course, but Sheffield United top of the league, there to be shot at already.
Yeah, I think if you ask the manager that, he wants us to be there or thereabouts, so he'd be very happy with our position at the moment. I think we're being very consistent. I think we've been the most consistent side so far this season. That's why we're up there. I think this league hasn't fully settled into its rhythm yet, but if we can get a head start on everybody and keep that consistency up, I think we'll be there or thereabouts coming the end of the season. We've got to be positive, got to be confident, and got to back ourselves and the players that we've got. Mostly all internationals, so it's great.